If your child's struggling to handle his or her emotions, it's actually a really good sign. All right, even if it seems like it might not be right now, it genuinely is. Because emotions, whether they come from a high or low, come from you caring, comes from the athlete caring about what it is that they're doing. That sense of care, that sense of passion, that sense of love is what creates that emotional up and down. And so that's why when I'm working with the athletes, it's not telling them to suppress their emotions. We actually want to embrace it as something that's positive, that we can use as a tool to be able to fully understand ourselves so that we can approach each day with the mindset to learn more about ourselves through awareness, your self-awareness of the emotions that you're having. So something I might tell a child or an athlete or anybody that I'm working with is when you get these emotional triggers, don't just ignore them. Because you could use these emotional triggers to have a better understanding of yourself. There's always a reason why. There's a reason why you're getting an emotional trigger. So when you're faced with it and when it comes to you and when it's a trigger for you, being able to stop for a minute, really think about it, analyze, understand the situation to the point where then you gain a better understanding as to the reason behind it and why it's making you feel the way that you feel. All right, then you're going to be able to grow. And then the next time you face that trigger, your response might be different. Because oftentimes, when we face those triggers, our responses to them is what is not okay. So something that I would tell someone who has a child, or if you're an athlete listening to this now that has a hard time working through some of the emotions that you're facing on a daily basis, is don't ignore them. Write them down. We all have our phone notes. We text all the time. Why not text yourself? You have a phone note. All right, if you start to find yourself getting triggered in a situation or feel this emotional high or low and you don't really understand where it's coming from, jot it down in your phone notes. Hey, this happened today. I got an emotional low. All right, this was the situation. Then don't ignore it. Go throughout your day. And then later on, after the emotion passes, after you just go through your day and you perform on your daily tasks, you go back and you reflect on it. All right, let me think about this. Why did it make me feel this way? Oh, well, this happened. This person said this. Well, let me think about what happened earlier in my life that may have triggered this. And then you piece that puzzle together and gain a deeper understanding for yourself. But it really does, it's consistent practice. It is consistent practice, but working on the tools to be able to do it is something that is extremely important, and it's something that you're gonna use your entire lifetime. I'm here saying this and I coach athletes on it and stuff, but I work on this stuff daily, every single day. I still go through emotional triggers and things that trigger me. And every single day, I find out something new about myself. But it's because you use the tools, you use it as a tool to be able to fully understand yourself. And there's different practices that we can use. It's through reflection, it's through writing, it's through deep awareness, it's through meditation. There's things that we can do within our brain that are gonna help us be able to formulate that better understanding. And to be honest, what is more important than mastering your internal environment and your mind? Absolutely nothing. So if you're an athlete or you're a parent and you want me to work with your son or daughter on them being able to process their emotions and then being able to express it, whether it's onto paper, whether it's to you, whether it's to themselves, reach out to me. The reason why I do this is because for so long, I was struggling. And I was struggling as almost an adult, like you're talking 19, 20, 21 years old, where I was struggling deep down internally, processing my emotions, understanding them. So if I was in a state of that and being able to overcome at that time, but the thing was that I was able to overcome it way later on in my journey. So I wasn't even able to play lacrosse my 5 years at school. I probably got like 1 or 2 years where I was really happy, mindful, present, and able to process things that were happening in my head, having a deeper understanding for myself to where I could really appreciate my time playing. And that's exactly why I work with athletes now, so that I could help them at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, so that they can enjoy their game, their sport, the sport that they love for the rest of their time playing. And they're gonna gain hopefully more time playing that way than I was given.